Welcome back to the Survival Circle. Today we're going to continue our series on wild edibles. Today we're going to talk about henbit and stork's bill. We're not going to be talking about how much I need to mow my backyard because this is where I'm finding this stuff. So seriously, like 2 weeks ago I mowed my lawn, and then I was out of town traveling, and I come back and it's a freaking jungle out there. The shepherd's purse is back, and they have fully developed seed stalks again. They're over a foot high. All the little heart-shaped seeds I showed you on previous videos. And some of the grass that I seeded out a couple of years ago, but we had a drought last year, so that grass didn't grow last year. Now it's decided to come up, and it was almost a foot high. But mixed into all that, I saw henbit, which is well, it's commonly classified as a weed, but it is another wild edible, and stork's bill, which is another wild edible. So I thought I'd take advantage of the situation, and before I mowed, I'd take some pictures and show you yet another way to make a salad out of your backyard. Okay, we're going to start talking with the henbit. It's about 4 to 10 inches in length, depending on how well developed it is. It has opposed leaves, which means that leaves grow directly opposite one another on opposite sides of the stem, rather than growing randomly or alternately on the stem. Now, also, the stems are square. Now, I couldn't necessarily see that very easily just by looking at it, but if you kind of roll it in your fingers, you'll feel the flat sides and the square edges, so it's real easy to tell if you roll it in your fingers. The stems can also have a slight purple or red tinge to them, and they're covered with really fine hairs, but when you bite that, you don't even taste the hairs, so don't worry about it. The leaves are kind of round or kind of heart-shaped and have like rounded, toothy edges. I'll show you a picture here in a second. And they have a kind of a small trumpet-shaped flowers that are pink or lavender in color. Again, here's some pictures. Go ahead and take a look at this guy. It's a pretty close view, and you can see the little trumpet-shaped flowers there, and see there's one little piece of shepherd's purse down at the bottom of the screen, but most of that is henbit. Okay, and this is the same clump of henbit, just from further away, so you can kind of see that it grows pretty dense, but there are other things that grow in there with it. And then finally, we have this individual stem. Like I said, from this, the hairs that are on it are real fine. Even from this distance, you can't see the hairs, but they're just kind of fuzzy like a peach. So let's not even call them hairy. Let's call them fuzzy. Overall, it has a nice fresh taste. It is a member of the mint family, but in my tasting, I didn't get a whole lot of mint out of the piece that I ate. A lot of the mint flavor, it just wasn't there for me. People eat this fresh. People eat it, as a pot herb. You throw it in to liven up your soup or your stew a little bit. So there's henbit for you. The next thing that we're going to talk about is stork's bill, and stork's bill, at least around here, often grows really close to henbit. Stork's bill resembles fern. Again, they're kind of hairy, slightly hairy. Maybe you might want to call them fuzzy if it sounds more appealing to you. These stems are round and they're fuzzy or hairy. The flowers are rosy pink to lavender in color, and they're more flat than the henbit flowers. The seed pods are real thin and real long in dimension, and they're kind of like a dunce cap, pointy. So let's take a look at some stork's bill. On the left-hand side of the screen, you have a little bit of part of the oxalis family, but if you look at the purple flowers, that's your stork's bill. And just under the purple flowers, you can see the little fern-like leaves. This picture is a little better. That quarter, the silver shiny spot, quarter's in there for a size reference. So you can see that those are really tiny flowers, really tiny leaves. but it gives you a pretty good idea of what they look like. The blue circle there is surrounding one of the seed pods. You can see the seed pods throughout the screen there, but if you look at the long pointy things, that is the stork's bill. That's the seed pod for the flower. So if you look for that, that means that you probably lost the flower on those, but they're still edible at this point. So there we go. Again, you can rewind or pause the video if you want to get a little better picture. This picture is a field of stork's bill. You can see all the little purple flowers in there and everything, but I'd say a good 70% of the greenery you see in this picture is either stork's bill or henbit, because they're kind of growing together there. They're both edible, stork's bill and henbit. You can eat them raw, and they both have a decent flavor. You can cook them as greens like you would mustard greens or spinach. You start with a lot of it, it cooks way down. Throw it in the pot with something else, add spice to your stew or whatever. If you make a decoction, you make a tea out of it, it can help break a fever. And they're both great sources of vitamin K, which is good for blood coagulation and bone health. Like all your vegetables, cooking henbit or stork's bill could damage the nutritional value. So when possible, eat it raw. If you just don't want to eat it raw, you absolutely want to cook it like greens, or you want to throw it in the stew. Try to raise the temperature gradually. Try not to get the temperature over 160 degrees. Remember, with most vegetables, if you're boiling them, you're probably cooking all the nutrients out. A lot of the nutrients start leaving at about 160 degrees. So raise them, get them warm, get them nice and cooked into whatever you're wanting. Try to save your nutrient stuff. Alright, so there we go. There is henbit and stork's bill. We're starting to make a nice little backyard salad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll let you get back to your day. In the meantime, thank you for joining us again on Survival Circle. Have a good one.